Hey, 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 are you happy? You're like, wait, what? You came in hot. I did, because happy is something that I want you to define for yourself. So happy doesn't carry a specific pattern, right? Like it's not this hierarchy, everybody's going to be happy equally. And what makes you happy might not make me happy, and vice versa, right? And understanding that when I say, are you happy? If you immediately think about, well, yeah, I am. I love my family. Okay, that's great. I'm glad you love your family. But remember, happiness is not a destination that other people drive you to. Like it just isn't. So you can have temporary happiness. You can be like, oh my gosh, I love my family. They make me so happy. I love my job. I love all these things. Beautiful. I love what I do. It's amazing. But it's just an add-on to the base foundation of my own happiness that I find within. And that's what you got to practice. When I say, are you happy? You could have $800 million in your account right now. You could have more followers than anybody in the world on social media. You could have a big house. You could have anything. Okay. And you can be content. You cannot have financial issues. You cannot, great. That does carry a certain level of peace. But it also will allow you to keep searching for something to fill you, right? So you could, anything that you keep searching for, you're going to keep searching. So have you ever, and this might be you, or haven't you ever seen people, and again, could be you, where you're just not satisfied. Like you get a new car and you're like, oh my God, the car's so great. And then you're like, okay, well, maybe we should get a new house. Do you think we should get a new house? Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know if I like my job. Like you're always looking and chasing for happy. I got to tell you, you can't chase happiness. Actually, you can't chase anything. You shouldn't chase success. You shouldn't chase happiness. You shouldn't chase any of those things, because when you do, there's a level of codependency that comes with that. So if you're banking your happiness on having a relationship, if you're banking your happiness on being successful at work, and that's great to have. Those are amazing things to ice the cake, but it can't be the cake. These things are the things that you add to the joy of your life, but you don't focus it as the joy of your life. You know, yeah, I think it's like, so I'm here in the States, and I know a lot of you watch this who are overseas, and I know you guys really look kind of like really happy with your jobs, because you get up, you kind of go in, take a couple hours off in the afternoon, you work hard, you play hard, you have good amount of time of vacation, you make sure you get in your siestas. I love that, because you guys know, like a lot of people in general and culturally can be work, 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 work. The harder you work, the better you are, which is that really a thing? Like why is that a thing? That's called killing yourself, basically. You're burning yourself into the ground for a job that may not ever appreciate you, and when you go, you're going to be replaceable, And I think that's something to keep in mind, is that the more that you're seeking for someone to fill your void, you will always seek that. And then you're also going to get your feelings hurt, because you're going to be like, well, people aren't making me happy. People aren't doing the things the way that I do them. They don't have to. So to find happiness, first and foremost, you have to define what that means. And if you say, rich, well, I mean, again, that's going to help you with some things. It's not going to make you happy. Okay. Trust me, you can have millions of dollars and be miserable as hell. And, and it will show. So it's allowing yourself that space to sit with you. You cannot find internal peace from an external source. I mean, that's just a fact. And then, like I said, you have to be careful, because then that goes into codependency. Oh, my family needs to show up for Christmas, or, oh, these people, my best friend didn't call me, or whatever. Listen, that comes from codependency, right? And so you want to be careful of that, because that's the expectation, because it makes you feel good. Just like knowing somebody's why. Somebody doesn't have to explain themselves to you. Well, wait, why would you do this? Why do you need to know? Because it makes you feel better, right? It gives you clarity. Their job isn't to give you closure. It's vice versa. So I wanted to hop on here because I was like, you know what? I had some sessions today. I'm working on the Patreon that should be up in the next week or two. I have the name already. I have everything. And if you're wondering what a Patreon is, I have my regular podcast right there. And that's free. It's going to be free. It's on every platform. But I'm just adding in a paid podcast where you'll get one extra episode a week. So that would be 2 episodes if you want, one free, one not. But yeah, so I'm working on giving tips in those, like kind of like I do here, but kind of even going more, a little bit deeper on how you can execute it. But it's important that you understand that when you are good with yourself, that means that somebody could say anything that they wanted to about you. And while it may annoy you, you would know that it's not true. And you'd be okay if they tell other people and other people believe it, you know that they're not your people. But it's to get there, right? But you can't find that inner happiness by somebody else's validation. It's helpful, it's nice, it's pretty. Again, icing on the cake. So your homework is to, I really want you to kind of dive in as to who you are, what makes you tick, that does not include other humans. That's the key. That doesn't include other humans. And I'm telling you, when you start being present, not worrying about yesterday, not worrying about tomorrow, accepting things that are out of your control, accepting that people are different than you, not harboring ill will, not wishing ill on people, now we're in the place of happy. Now we're starting to scratch the surface. That's not even the nuts and bolts of it. So yeah, just wanted to hop in and have you work on happiness.